Good morning, it's Leanne Peters here. I'm from templeofbalance.com.au, Temple of Balance on Facebook and Temple of Balance on YouTube. And I'm here to create a space of healing and support for you today. So welcome. So while you're coming over, I want to send out an extra special welcome to my Temple of Balance patrons, my Pillar of Light members, and all of those of you who support my work through my website. Thank you so much for your support. Your support helps me keep being able to do my work full time. So thank you so much for your support. So I trust you're well. The plan, the intention for the next 10 or 15 minutes, probably more like 15 to 20, is that I'm going to pull a healing energy card for the majority of us. We'll talk about that card and the energy that it's bringing through. And then I've got my drum here that I will be playing for 5 or 10 minutes, 5 or so minutes, and then I'll pull another card to go. So that's the plan. Now what we're going to be talking about, I don't have any idea at this point. I don't know. I'm just sitting here open, receptive, flexible, willing and ready. And I'll be very much guided by the card and what I'm feeling intuitively with the card. Oh, we've got a visitor. Hello. She is just very much drawn to my voice and videos lately, aren't you? This is Puss, and Puss adopted us about 12, oh no, maybe not 12 years, maybe about 10 years ago. And her owner moved and Puss came back. That was our next door neighbour, and Puss came back and hung around for a couple of years. But then we started feeding her because we figured she wasn't really going back to her owner. So she's been with us ever since, and she's got a beautiful temperament. She's the most beautiful cat I've ever known. I haven't known that many, but she has a lovely personality. So, do you have a cat as well? And how did your cat find you, or did you find your cat? So, welcome. So I'm going to pull a card now. I'm not pulling cards for individuals. This is general guidance, general support for everyone. So it means that hopefully something that's shared might resonate with you. And what I recommend is that you take on board what feels right and does resonate and what does fit into how you feel right now, and let the rest go. Let's do a shout out in the comments before I pick the card. Good morning, Mats. Welcome. Hi, Katrina and Jojo. I feel very well today, thank you. And I trust you do too. Belle, hello. And Michelle. Oh, Michelle was just re-watching my last video. That's cool. Thanks, Jojo. Nicolette, welcome. Nicolette's from Pennsylvania. Belle says hope and peace. Nicolette loves the fluff. She's certainly fluffy, that's for sure. Natasha says cute kitty. Thanks, Natasha. Hello, Sylvia. Lovely to see you. I trust that you're well. Jojo has a wee Zara, a rescue cat. Sounds lovely. Hi, Marsha. Oh, Mercer, sorry. Mercer and Debbie. Linda's here from Calgary. Welcome. Packing is going fine, thank you. Hi, Megan, and good morning, Tash. Hi, Karina from Ohio, and Jala is here. Hi, Betty and Michelle. All my animals found me, and I saved them. I love them all. Beautiful. Hi, Kerry and Bridget. Bridget says, many neighbourhood cats come round for food in my front yard. And Bridget's from California. Welcome. Kerry is from the Gold Coast. Good morning. Hi, Christine. And Josh is here. Josh says, prayers for my best friend who undergoes serious surgery on Friday. Sending love and healing and strength to your friend. And I do trust everything flows well for their surgery. So let's grab a card and see what the direction is, what we need to talk about, what's coming up for today. So I thought we were going to have rain and be miserable this morning, but the sun's come out. I didn't want to set up outside today, but it looks like it's going to be a beautiful autumn day. So the best card for the majority of us for now, and I'm coming to you live It's Thursday, I think, Thursday the 21st of April at exactly 9:34 a.m. and I'm coming to you live from Tasmania, Australia. And the best card for the majority of us for this moment is this here. Oh, we had this card the day before yesterday in my last healing video, the flow of love, and it's in the rest category. And down here it says to open to the flow of love and allow it to guide you with everything. Are you letting your hearts, are you letting love, or whatever other words you'd like to use instead of love, if that's what you'd prefer, are you letting that nice energy of love of your heart, are you letting it guide you? Are you trusting in its flow and its movement? Are you allowing it to guide you with everything right now? And if not, if your insecurities, your fear, your worry, your hesitation, if these types of things, your fear is in the driver's seat of your life right now, I would ask, if it was me, I would ask myself, is this flowing? Is this working for me? Because it's rarely, very rarely, that coming from that sort of lower state brings me into my flow. In fact, I just hit obstacle after obstacle, and it seems to just be one thing after another. When I'm in that space and I'm letting my lower self, my heaviness, my burdens guide me and be in the driver's seat of my life. When my heart is in the driver's seat, I'm in good flow, and I can trust in that flow and my ability to guide myself and lead myself when I'm in that space, and it guides me with everything. And things seem to, doesn't mean we're immune from challenges, it just means that we seem to be able to deal with them easier or more smoothly in a stronger, clearer way. So again, it says open to the flow of love or your heart and let it guide you with everything. You can trust in your natural rhythm as you move deeper into yourself. So remember a couple of days ago when I did a video, this card came up and I talked about what I feel from this card. It's about taking our connection with our life's path deeper. So like sometimes we might visualize our life's path as a road or a path or a track or what have you that's sitting on the surface. But with this card, it's suggesting that we drop under that path now and drop down into a parallel underground stream that's become a deeper aspect, if you like, of our life's path. So what is calling you deeper now? And I talked a lot about this too yesterday in the weekly guidance, because the water dragon and taking things to new depths came up in our for our theme yesterday for this week. So there's been a lot of talk the last 3 videos I've done now, including this one, about depth. So what is calling you deeper? From my experience with dropping deeper, which has been something I've been craving and hungry for and thrive on for some years now, what I've noticed is when I'm being called deeper, I'm being called in usually into it quite privately. So it's like a quiet inner place that I'm looking at connecting with or understanding or tapping into. And in that quest for depth, there is this I don't know if need's quite the right word, but this feeling of connection, this feeling of knowledge and feeling of meaning and purpose and understanding things at a deeper, more fulfilling perhaps, or more a broader perspective. So what is calling you deeper at this time, especially to do with your life's path and yourself? And also especially with this card, what is calling you? Are you being called into your heart? To sit in your heart again? Maybe you've had so much stuff going on and so many stresses and worries and things happening one after the other, because it seems to be like that lately, this year actually. And we easily get pulled out of our heart by these life things. So maybe it's time at the moment, maybe it's time for you, if you've been needing to refocus, slip back into your heart, into the depths of yourself, reconnect again with your life's path, where you're going, where you're at now as well, and what's taking you to wherever you're going. So what I want to drum for today, I feel like I want to drum to help support those of you who connect with it, to help you connect and support your connection back into your heart. And sometimes for me, I like to use that as a visualization of getting my lower mind, my worries and stresses and fears and all that sort of stuff out of the driver's seat of my life. It's been driving and leading the way for too long now. So instead, I want to pull that lower part of me out of the driver's seat of this vehicle, of this journey of mine, of my life. And I want to reconnect with my heart and assign my heart to that front seat, to that driver's seat, and give it the controllers to now lead the way for me moving forward. So in the other space, we tend to run on reactions. We tend to also hesitate and hold ourselves back and small and in that space of doubt. So I want to drum to support our return to the heart and support our return of our heart to the driver's seat of our life and see what happens. So that's my intention to drum. If there is something more pressing and important to you in this moment that you need, then please trust in that, and I trust you also receive that you need from the drum. So if you're new to listening to the drum, there's nothing you can do wrong. Just listen. Let the sound of the drum support you and hold you and help you reconnect. You need to get out of the way. So this is why I love that driver's seat sort of perspective, because if our worries and stresses and that sort of stuff is in the driver's seat of our life and our heart is sitting on the back seat and it's trying to get in and it can't, then it can sometimes be a helpful visualization to pull this other part, out of the driver's seat and reassign our heart back to being the driver and get that other insecure part into as far back in this vehicle as possible. It's going to continue to want to be alive, if you like, be active. So I think of that worried, stressed, scared part of me that sometimes is in the driver's seat. I think of that now as sending that right back to the back of the station wagon, right back to the back of the vehicle, right back to the boot or the trunk or whatever you call it, and where it just sits back there in the background. It's not something, it's very difficult to fully get rid of that energy. So I'm very aware that it's a part of me, but I don't want it to lead me. You know, there is a difference. So if you feel that this has been taking over and you've been drained and it's just really difficult to get through your daily life, maybe if this visual helps you, imagine kicking this part of yourself out of the driver's seat, kicking it back to the very back of this vehicle, and bring your heart from that back seat into the front. Give your heart the controls again. Give your heart your permission for it to lead you and direct you and steer you where you need to go. So take a nice big breath. Oh, this is high because it's dry and warm in here. Okay, nice big breath. And think about kicking that part of you out of the driver's seat and reassigning your heart to leading the way. connecting with your body. So nice big breaths as you sink into your heart, sink into your body, and let yourself settle, and to switch as you reassign this energy to the forefront. Maybe imagine that the driver's seat is your heart center. So slip into your heart and feel yourself. Okay, so take a nice big breath and allow this energy to settle in whatever way you've connected with it. And sometimes it's about trusting and knowing that the connection's been made or that the shift is taking place. If your lower mind is still leading the way and in the driver's seat, it's going to talk you out of this sort of thing. It's going to want to thrive and survive. And the best way your lower mind can keep being in that position of power and leadership in your life is for it to keep you feeling insecure and worried and stressed. Because that energy feeds it. It keeps it there. It gives it power. So if you can move that out because you know it's not best for you, it's not the healthiest, most supportive way you could be living, so you kick it out, then you put your heart in that driver's seat. Your insecure self, your wounded self, your stresses and worries and all that stuff that encompasses is going to want to keep coming over to that driver's seat because it doesn't like that its power has been reduced, if you like. So to keep that part of ourselves alive, we have to continue to be stressed out. We have to continue to worry. We have to continue to feel scared and all those types of energies to keep feeding that lower part of ourselves. It doesn't have to be that way. So it's really important, or I find it really important and helpful to be aware of that current state of what is my lower self doing? Is it too much in the forefront right now? Okay, I need to step it back and bring my heart up to the front. So it's just an awareness thing, isn't it? Just being aware of where you're at and what your balance is and what's leading the way for you right now. And are you happy with that? Is where you're at right now supportive and healthy for you? Do these thoughts support you? Are they healthy for you? And we should hopefully most of the time be able to assess that. Yes or no. Okay, no, these aren't healthy. I have to do something about it. Or yes, these are healthy and encouraging. Great. Let's keep going the way we're going. So it's an awareness and it's an assessment. It's a choice that we make. What do we want to be predominant? And when our heart is leading the way, there tends to be more of a flow, more of a balance, if you like, that is present. We deal with things easier when we're in that space moving forward. So maybe some things to think about. So I trust you enjoyed the drumming. We drummed with this card in mind, which is called The Flow of Love. So thank you. I'm going to pull another card to go in just a moment. Before I do, I want to thank you so much for joining me today. If you have enjoyed this connection, please hit the thumbs up button. Please show us some love. Please comment or share if you're inspired to. And if you would love to connect more privately, please send us a message through our website. If you're enjoying these extra supportive videos coming through, please let me know. Let me know in the comments, send us an email. It's good to know that you're resonating with them. Don't feel you have to comment, because I know that everyone sees comments on Facebook. We're also on YouTube. You'll find this video too shortly. So send a private message if you prefer. If you would love to learn more about me and the work I do at Temple of Balance, if you'd love to become a Pillar of Light member or learn more about the things that I create, the card decks that I've released, things like this, there are lots of resources on my website. So please visit templeofbalance.com.au. I've been doing this for over 17 years. So if I had a baby 17 years ago when I founded Temple of Balance in 2005, that baby would be 17. So it's quite crazy for me to think of that. So I have established a lot of resources and connections and support over that time period. So if you resonate with my work, please visit my website. So let's look for the best card to go. So I'm looking for, what do we need to know now moving forward from here? How can we carry this feeling that we've been connecting with and talking about? How can we carry that now practically into the reality of our life? Because it's good to feel it and connect with it when we're in this space, hopefully. But where it really counts is when we get back into our everyday reality. So how can we implement, integrate, anchor, what actions can we take to now make this stick? This is where it counts, because we all know that this is the hard part. The hard part is making it stick. It's not impossible, it requires effort. So to make it stick, the best card for the majority of us is this here. This was the artwork. It's actually sitting just here to the side because I'm about to take it to our storage unit. That's always been sitting just above my head here in this position. And it's card 72 called Unfolding Time. You may not have seen this card. It's one of the new ones, and it has very, very rarely come up. It's in the action category, and let's see what it says down here. It's rarely even come up for me. I can't remember the last time I've seen this card out. It says, a past event. Move out of the time locks of the past. Let things unfold. Let things move. Let things heal. Release the hurt. See the bigger picture. Unlock yourself. And with that I get this image of, like a cab driver, and they might have themselves boxed into their driver's seat, barricaded in there for protection, what have you, not to get sick or whatever. It doesn't matter why. But this is the visual I get now, that this part of ourselves, if we let our lower self, our insecurities, our wounded self, whatever you'd like to call it, our ego, when we let that in the driver's seat, it feels so insecure about being in that position, so threatened by anything that might be good for it or good for us, that basically threatens the existence of this, or the ability for this part of us to continue to be at the forefront, driving us on our life's path. And in some ways it's like it barricades itself in there, just like a taxi driver in the front seat. And it might feel almost impossible to get those insecurities and those worries and stresses and fear out. But it is possible. So the words unlock yourself is to unlock that part of yourself, of ourselves, out of the driver's seat, get it to the back, get it to the background, and let's get our heart there in the driver's seat. And it says freedom. So this is about the past, and it's about letting ourselves move on, letting things unfold, letting time pass, letting ourselves heal, letting the energy move. Are you ready to stop letting your wounds be at the forefront of your everyday experience right now? Are you ready to put that aside, to give yourself permission to move on from this, so that you can let and summon that heart or clarity, or whatever strength, or whatever it is that you feel is a meaningful word for you. for that to actually step up and become the guiding force, the leader for us in our life. So moving forward from here and getting into our everyday life, we're being encouraged to really pay attention to our past and what's holding us back, what's keeping us held back in regards to our everyday life today based on the past, a past event, something that, a time lock. So I think of a time lock as like an event that happens in our life. It might be a traumatic event of some significance, or when someone we love passes, some type of event that locks into our memory. We know exactly what we were doing at the exact time, at that exact moment, and we carry that with us every year, every anniversary. What were we doing at that time? I was doing this, I was doing that, and we remember it so vividly. I see those and call those time locks. And time locks are big events that, what are the best words to use? Maybe prompt us or are opportunities for us to heal. But the same thing with time locks is that they carry a lot of baggage, a lot of energy, a lot of sadness, a lot of memories, a lot of story too, perhaps, around this time lock that's locked us back into the past. So it takes a bit of time for us to heal these types of things because they're quite deeply ingrained into our memory and into our body. And maybe it's something too very difficult to heal from, and maybe some of us will never heal from such events and things that happen. So what can we do instead so that we can function in life, so that we can, and maybe do a bit more than function too, not just survive, but make the most out of life and learn from life as much as possible. So this is the sort of energy that's coming through. So why do you feel insecure right now? Why do you feel scared? And is it connected with a past event and something that happened in the past? So moving forward now over this next sort of 24 hours, we're being encouraged to let ourselves heal or be aware of the event or what's holding us back. We probably already know. So awareness of that's really important first. And then looking at where is this holding us back now in our life. Now, if it's a fresh new thing that's just happened, then you could probably ignore this because your body, and you're probably still healing, you're probably still working out what happened, this sort of thing. So if it's a very fresh new thing, just support yourself to get through your days. But if it's been a while, if it's been some years, then maybe looking at what happened and how you still carry that with you today, and how can you let yourself heal from this? How can you let yourself move on, move forward, and start creating new experiences and new stories and new ways of leading yourself in your life? You might find that really helpful in moving forward. So it requires effort, like I said before, effort and awareness and an ability to assess ourselves and what's affecting us, and then looking at how we can proactively create a solution or do something about this. So how can you let yourself heal? Are you ready to do that? And how is your healing or lack thereof negatively affecting you today? So maybe some things to think about, see how they fit and feel for you, and work with them as best and as deeply as you can. So thank you so much for connecting today. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll be back to connecting with you very soon, again for some supportive time. So take care, and sending you loads of love from my heart to yours. Thank you so much.